Star Girls, and you're watching the GT Channel.
Isn't it too politically correct when somebody says they like their kid, they love their kid the same, right? There's always a favorite kid, right? And I think I'd have to say that while the first event was very difficult because it was the longest, and it was difficult to learn the track without practice, and technically the most difficult, going door to door, there's nothing like it. So the Super Rally event, I think, was over the top. Going into the final heat, and you know, Brian knew I was there, and we're going shoulder to shoulder there, and it was going into that first corner. It was just awesome. I mean, there's not much in motorsport, I think, that can duplicate the start of a Super Rally. So I'd have to say the second one.
Well, actually, off the jump, I thought I had the jump, and I kind of jumped, and the light didn't go. And I was like, oh man, and the guy made the guy next to me really jump, and then it kind of was a frenzy, and they held the light because of it, and then it came out good the second jump I tried, and I thought I had it. I came down the hill, I didn't see anyone, so I'm like, all right, I got a straight line, the barriers are gonna close them off, and we're gonna be good, and somehow he got a better run coming down on the right side, and was able to push me out, and he had the lane inside, so there's really nothing at that point I could do. And I've been racing trucks for the last couple of years, and that's just a standard move that you do. It's pretty much take the line and nothing you can do about it. But that's was probably the most exciting part of the race, really. The start usually is, and so I'd say that was definitely an adrenaline rush, that start. So, and the start was probably everything in that race. So, and I thought I had a strategy. I tried to do the jump early, and the guy got third snuck in between me and kind of foiled the strategy, and was able to get second back, but it was after that it was over, and then Tanner had a good pace and lead, and it was done. So that's it.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's an individual thing or the way that people approach a particular discipline, but I mean, everybody here is, you know, we're all people that do multiple types of racing. Obviously, Deegan's done many, Samuel's done many, and I do a variety of motorsport stuff. And I think it's more about learning the new discipline, and I think the dark horse here for sure was Brian. I mean, nobody really knew, okay, so he's out racing trucks, and you know, he's doing really well with that and everything, but nobody realized how quick he was going to be, I think. And that was, you know, that's not necessarily something that probably came specifically from truck racing or from riding motocross, but it's I think it's just the way that the individual approaches learning the sport. Drifting, for sure. You know, we Samuel and I, we have you know, a lot of our careers are involved in drifting, and so when we go and we do well in another motorsport, it you know, fares well for that sport. But we come from a road racing background. We both come from a multitude of motorsports. Drifting is just kind of the latest, highest profile one, you know, in the last 10 years or so, because we're really old. It goes way back. But fundamentally, the car control that you need for any of these dirt sports, or for drifting, or for, you know, driving trucks, it translates really well. So so I think definitely the practice from drifting helps.
I mean, I can add. I do think there's some surprises. Because maybe in the motorsports world, a lot of people know that I have other backgrounds in road racing or in Europe, Sweden, and I actually also grew up with rallycross. Took my first license, 16-year-old, but in the States I've been the drifter. So for me it feels good, like you said, actually to show, because I think a lot of fans think that I'm just not to throw a car sideways and you know, do the Formula D style of driving, but. So for me it feels really good, even if I didn't make it all the way up to the top, but coming in here with a not fully super rally spec car, it's a rally car from ACP Racing that he's been using over in Canada. So also I think can give hope to other people that, you know, you can do well without having a fully prepped car. The level is still allowing not fully factory back team, you can still do really well. And thanks to BFG, I got the traction.
rally car training started like 3 days ago. So, to be honest, we built a track in my front yard, and it was pretty small, but it was good enough to get some test time. And I got the rally cars over from the Oldsburg team, Ford team in Sweden. And they showed up, and I was like, all right, we got to make the best of this time. It was Tuesday and Wednesday before X, and it was actually learned a lot in those few days. It's just kind of get used to cramming for stuff, and I just had to shut my brain off from dirt bikes. I spent 3 months getting ready for Speed and Style, which is an event I'm doing tomorrow, which I'll be backflipping dirt bikes at 100 feet, and it's just a totally different mindset. So, but I enjoy racing four wheels. I feel like that's the way my career is moving, and so I really wanted to do good in rally. And to be honest, I expect to get 2 silvers. Earlier, I'd say practice and qualifying just wasn't going so hot, and I had to just back it down and chill out and go and do what I'm used to doing in race, and that's when it all started coming together. I got my momentum back, and I think that's just going to keep going from there. And I want to do more rally. I think it'd be exciting. I had a lot of fun doing it. I like rally cross, and I know the Ford Fiesta and the guys from Oldsburg really showed me a different level of like working on cars. And my truck mechanics, I'm like, all right, guys, yeah, so a long ways to go here. But no, they're all the mechanics really busted their butts, dude. And put them through the test this weekend. Went through a lot of parts, and I want to be back for rally. I think it'd be fun, but I still have to focus on dirt bikes because it's kind of my first love, and that's what I'll probably continue doing too. Yeah, it's the Pastrana thing has started since '99, and that was X Games when freestyle motocross first came to San Francisco X Games, and he was the good guy and we were the bad guys, and the militia, was always had a battle with Pastrana, and he was such a fierce competitor, and to actually get to come back and line up against him was something that had happened last year, and my car ended up breaking, and I couldn't battle him, and that ate at me for a year, and I know no one expected me to beat him last year, but I did. I wanted to do it, and so I waited a year, and it's like been on my mind for a year. So, and then I got the opportunity and did it, and I feel like I beat him by lap times. By the time he crashed, it wasn't just handed to me, so that made me feel a lot better about it. And now the guy I'm gonna think about for a year is Tanner. No, so we'll see. That Pastrana thing's a good thing to put to bed for me. So.
Could have used the navigators in the first one today, for sure. That was kind of tricky, and that was kind of a short time to learn that track. And qualifying first for the rally car event turned out to be the critical thing for me. Even though I crashed right after the finish line, but that was that turned out to be an important thing, because when Deegan and I lined up in the finals, I had lane choice, and I'd driven the same lane the whole time. He had driven that exact same lane the whole time, and we had that one kind of known, and I got to do it, and he didn't. And honestly, I wanted to do it again after we got done in there, and I thought that was actually gonna happen, but so that, I think, co-drivers would have helped it, but now we get the fact is that we get an announcer in there to do their thing, which is very cool for TV.
Well, I'm on the list for New Jersey, and I'm working on all the details, but I think this podium finish will help me to get there, to get the support. I know I have BFG always supporting me, but we need some more financial, so definitely plan on doing it. It's going to be really awesome, and also next year's events that Gale and Company talked about here the other day. It's planned on 6 events next year, and I'm definitely aiming for that. So, but I will still be drifting with Dodge Beef Footage team too. So there's no conflict there, so I can do both.
I think this event, for Deegan and I, and for Ford and for Rockstar, this was pretty epic. We're 1, 2, 3 with Rockstar in rally car, and 3 out of the top 4, I think, were Fords. And then in the second event, it was really a Ford-dominated event. So I think that'll bode well for our push into the New Jersey events and for next year. I want to know if Brian's going to be in New Jersey, though.
I would like to race rally. I guess it's up to the guys in the crowd out there. But no, I'd be pumped to go race rally. I think we need to continue this battle.
I'll take your car.
Yeah.
Yeah, the TV gig, the supercar. Well, now it's called Battle of the Supercars on Speed, and then Top Gear for History. When I got into TV, it was really, to be honest, to fuel the flame for racing. For sponsor recognition and to help give sponsors benefit and give them a reason to keep me in the race cars. And so, X Games is a great part of that formula. So, it's a great chapter in this year. It's been a busy year doing drifting in the European Rallycross season, and then this, and then the 3 events in New Jersey and 2 TV shows. So I just want to let the good times roll.